So this one comes from Danny B.
Mm-hmm.
And this is actually quite an interesting question. He said, and I quote, is early recovery kind of like going through a second puberty? It's so awkward. Learning how to make friends, have sex, just talking to people is weird. It's like middle school all over again. Weird and awkward.
Wow.
Well, the answer would be yes, so we can move on.
Okay. Do you have another question? Got it, Danny.
Maybe,
this, so.
Maybe we can expand in this a little bit, just a little bit, right?
That's actually a great question.
It is, actually.
It's because it's kind of, I think, hits on the idea that in recovery, it's about development of yourself.
It's definitely about being awkward. Is that what you mean?
Being awkward, but also surviving the awkwardness. That's and just like a successful passage through teenage years, you survive it.
Are we talking about like the Odyssey here, Homer and all that? All the trials and tribulations one must navigate to survive. I didn't have any siren songs in high school. I don't know about you. That was one trap I never had to worry about was the female sirens.
The female sirens.
Yeah, I was pretty awkward.
I think I attend a lot of shoal waters though. Rocks,
yep,
cliffs.
Exactly. No, I think it's a great question.
Yeah,
and we're joking and we're laughing because it's funny, but it is so true. It's like it is like experiencing life all over again. Mm-hmm. I think you said something earlier that I thought was interesting. We were talking about this, and Tony said that. If a person starts smoking marijuana at like 12, 13, 14 years old, pretty much a lot of the social development and a lot of the coping mechanism development sort of ceases at that point. Mm-hmm. And since the brain's continuing to grow, maybe they stop using at 24, they've missed all that development.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the usual way of kind of dealing with, problems with other people, with stress, with just, kind of life.
Yeah,
goes back to using pot or
12
drugs,
years old
or alcohol, or whatever. Yeah, so it's just kind of there's not much learning that has occurred.
God, it's so much harder when you're an adult.
Maybe I don't know. I think it feels pretty hard when you're a kid too.
I guess it's just been so long. I can't remember.
That's probably it.
It's been like at least 10 years since I was 12. So
yeah. But yeah, so having kids are going through teenage years, it's not easy, and I think that's something to kind of keep in mind if you know someone, Danny, and it's kind of in early stages of recovery that it is awkward. It's awkward. It's tough, frustrating. A lot of wondering like, am I the only one going through this?
Recovery first. Mm-hmm. You hear that talked about a lot in group. Man, it's like the first time I've kissed somebody sober, the first time I've had a job sober. Lots of firsts, and those firsts do feel like firsts, even though they've done them, maybe dozens, hundreds of times in the past. This is the first time that they're actually present. And it is unusual and weird and awkward and all that stuff. But you're right, recovery is exactly that. It's learning how to navigate that stuff.
And it's possible. I mean, even if it feels really awkward, just like it's possible to survive teenage years, it's possible to, kind of go through a couple muddled up first dates or almost dates stuff. You kind of figure it out. And
it's kind of like a rite of passage anyway. I mean, I think if you talk to any experienced recovering person and you talk about these things and like we were laughing, they'll laugh because it's funny in hindsight. When you're going through it, it's not so funny.
Funny in hindsight, yeah.
but it's something I think most people, if not all recovering people, deal with it to some degree.
Yeah. So back to the answer, I think, is yes.
Yeah. So treat yourself kindly. Yeah. Treat yourself with some forgiveness.
And other people that that
Absolutely.
are in recovery. I mean, it's a little bit bumpy, but it's doable.
Definitely doable. Yeah. And if you're in, here's another perspective too. If you're not an addict, suppose suppose my wife is the addict and I'm not the addict, I'm going to have to give her some slack too and realize that she's sort of learning to swim without the floats.
Right.
I still feel awkward at times, and I've been sober almost 10 years, but way less than I did.
I feel awkward just because I'm kind of an awkward, weird guy.
And that's and that's what people are. We all are that way.
So
only in the movies, I think people are just, yes, I'm here. I'm the hero. I'm never awkward.
Right.
I don't know that guy.
No.
All right, Danny.
Danny, thanks for the question.
Yep.
And keep writing.
Yes, please. And everyone else as well. It's rocdocrecovery at gmail.com. Send us questions, send us comments. You can flay us if you don't like something. Just be involved and help us continue to spread the word.
All right.
Have a good one.